Hi, I'm Lorna Conkergood, and I'm a graduate research assistant with the Grenfell Art Gallery in Corner Brook, Newfoundland. The video I'm bringing you today is part of the Isolate and Create series that's produced by the Grenfell Art Gallery and can be accessed and viewed on the social media pages, the Grenfell Art Gallery Instagram account, as well as the Facebook and now the brand new Vimeo page. So after trying out these activities and producing your own piece of art, we would love it if you would take a photo and share that on your social media page with the hashtag Isolate and Create or hashtag Grenfell Art Gallery. Now, if the internet access is sort of questionable and you may have some trouble viewing the video, a printable PDF can be made available if you visit the Grenfell Art Gallery's website, as well as by emailing gallery@grenfell.mun.ca. And a printable step-by-step procedure that includes the materials list can be emailed out to you. So I hope you have a lot of fun with these, and so good luck, and let's get started with this video's materials list and procedure. Thanks. Today we're gonna do a drawing activity that incorporates stop time animation. So what I'd like to do is first talk about some of the materials that you'll need in order to do this project. So I've laid some of them out here. Obviously you'll need some paper. It doesn't really matter what size. This is like an 8.5 by 11. I have a variety of erasers here. I have some willow charcoal. That's the really thin breakable charcoal. This is some soft charcoal stick. This is a fat sort of, these are one of my favorites. They come about this big, but that guy's worn down a bit. Some chalk pastel, different colors, perhaps some tape or tacks to keep your paper in the same spot. And actually, this is a baby wipe, but a wet wipe, I guess a Lysol wipe would work, or even a wet rag, because anything that you'll need to clean your hands in between, because you'll want to pick up your phone and take pictures of your drawings as you go, and that's how we're creating our stop time animation. Okay, so if you're working at a table, tape down your paper so it doesn't move and it stays roughly in the same spot. I like to work upright, so I'm just going to tape just basically the corners of my page onto the board here. I kind of like this green tape because it helps when I go to take a photograph of my drawing. It gives me a little guide of, like, as long as the green is outside the frame of my iPhone. Oh, that was one of the materials I forgot to mention. You'll need a smartphone or a phone that has a camera in order to do the stop time animation element. And most people seem to have cell phones that have the camera built right in. Okay, so now my paper is taped to my board, and what I'll initially do is want to lay down just a little bit of, oh, I forgot to say, this is a bit of a mess, a messy project, so make sure that where you're doing it, you're maybe not on carpet, because charcoal and some of the dust doesn't really come out very easily when you vacuum, and you might get in trouble. I find this a little dark, so I'm just going to erase that. You can't do this wrong. You don't even have to do this part, but I like to lay down just a little bit of color on my page. And I can rub it in and erase some of it away. I think I'm going to focus on drawing a fish. So I'm thinking about what under the sea might look like. Just adding some background with chalk and charcoal. Also, speaking about charcoal and staying clean, maybe don't wear a white shirt. That's a pro tip. which I've learnt by trial and error myself. I'm going to work on my first drawing before I take my first set of photographs, and today, like I said, I'm going to do a little fish, and I've thought about this ahead of time. So he's going to enter over here and he's going to come down to some seaweed and leave the page on this side. So I've kind of thought that through beforehand. I'll put a little bit of seaweed here. So I'm in Saskatchewan today, and just happens to be having a thunder and lightning storm, of course, when I want to record. That's all right though. Okay, so that's my impression of what the bottom of this lake looks like. And now I'm going to draw my little fish. Now I'm going to erase and redraw my little fish several times on the same piece of paper, and so I'm going to really use not a lot of pressure. That's why the willow charcoal is nice, because it's easily erased. So here's my little fish. Also, choosing a fish, it's just an easily recognized shape that it's easy to redraw. So like, something to think about when you choose your subject of this type of drawing using stop time animation. You're going to have to redraw it several times over. Well, I wanted to give him a little eye here. And I've also decided he's going to have a little bit of white on his scales there. And plus he's far away, so he doesn't need a lot of detail yet. And like I said, it's just, you can tell that's a fish, I think. So now I'm wiping my hands, and I'm taking my iPhone, and go to my camera and just frame up my sheet of paper and take like 1, 2, 3 photos, and then put my phone down, and I'm going to erase what I drew. So you can kind of still see him there, which is good because you want to move the fish over every time you draw. Okay, and again, I just wash my hands so that I don't get charcoal over my phone, although this phone case cleans up really well. So again, you can always change things that is happening in the background, maybe intensify the blue a bit. Okay, each time I've taken, each drawing I've taken about three photos. And it doesn't matter if you can see your previous drawing at all. I think it adds to the whole sort of look of your animation. Oh, actually, I think I want to make sure he looks like he's going to try and swim up. So I think the tail would be sort of going down in this drawing because he's turning to go. I might actually put a little charcoal on my fingers and By the way, you can't do this wrong. At least I don't think you can. And if you don't like what you just did, it's okay to erase it and try it again. Okay, now he's going away, so I'm gonna see his tail a bit better, but maybe not. He's not gonna be quite as big. I'm gonna move him a bit faster towards the edge now. You know, the other thing that I'm not really doing, but I could be thinking about, is what that seaweed would be doing in the ocean, like, because it would probably be swaying, wouldn't it? So let's just try that on this one. Okay, now my fish is getting even smaller. Bye, fish. He's off in the distance now. I'm going to give him a little bit of dust around him as he leaves. And maybe a little dust around this guy too, the plant. So now I'm actually just going to take a photo, just moving in a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer into the plant, and that will be the last photo. So this is the end drawing, and I actually think it's quite beautiful to sort of see the path that our little fish took. I did a little research on 2 different types of stop time animation apps that you can download. I tried out LifeLapse, which is a Canadian app, and it was really awesome, very intuitive, easy to follow. The only thing, unless you pay for the upgraded version, you don't have any audio. So there's also iMovie. I've used that in the past if you have an Apple laptop or Apple products. Also, on my iPhone, there is a screen record option. So maybe what I'll do is just show you when I go into my... So these are the drawings I just did of our fish. That's our first one. And I'll just click on that, and then down here is my screen share. And if I press that, I'm going to do it just to show you. Press that. Whoop. Now it's going to show each photo I took of my drawing. It's kind of a fun way to record. So in that way, I now have this. What I think I would like to do, though, is actually do the same thing, and this time instead actually play some music in the background, and that way we have a fun little piece of audio. Not that this is important, this is just something I like to do. So I'm going to play a jazz song that I like by Ben Webster. Okay. All right, so we're just going to start that process over. So I'm on this to start. I'm going to hit my music. And I was trying not to breathe really heavy. Okay, so the second one. Isn't that fun? You could also use a second device like an iPad or someone else's iPhone to record that same sequence of your drawings. Or you can use an app like Lapse, or there's Lego has a stop time animation app out there. So yeah, I encourage you to have some fun with this. Make sure you're able to sweep the floor after you've done it, because you'll have remnants of eraser and charcoal and different kinds of charcoal dust and stuff. But yeah, that's my video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.